The Ohio Soybean Council and the Soybean Checkoff established the Soybean Rewards Program to provide Ohio soybean farmers information, research, and other resources about yields, premium opportunities, new varieties, disease and pest management, conservation best management practices, and much, much more. For more information, check them out on the web at soybeanrewards.org. That's soybeanrewards.org. Independent country music Hall of Fame artist Richard Lynch has toured the world, performing thousands of concert dates during his nearly 40 years in country music. If you're interested in bringing Richard Lynch and his award-winning band to your venue, fair, festival, or other special event, please contact us at richardlynchband.com. That's our website, richardlynchband.com.
Hello once again, everybody. We're visiting today with Paul Theory with Borkholder Buildings. Now, Paul, we had a chance to visit a little bit before we're going on the air right here, and you're indicating that you've been with Borkholder Buildings for nearly 50 years. I think 48 years is what you said.
That's correct.
You've seen a lot of change over those years. What might be some of those changes?
Oh, gosh, just the versatility of the post-frame building industry. We went from being mainly ag buildings in the beginning to we do everything, net zero homes, fire stations. We've built over 350 church buildings. Very versatile. That's probably the biggest change. Of course, there's a lot of changes in the quality of the steel and such, but they're still basically the same building. We've just improved on a lot of the parts. Come a long way, come a long way.
Now, Paul, when you talk about net zero buildings, what do you mean by that?
The way that we insulate the structure, we put solar on the roof, and you basically have no light bill. Your heating, cooling bills are minimal. Very, very good system, and they're very green, which this younger generation seems to be talking a lot about, but our post frame buildings are one of the greenest structures out there. Just on the material we use and the way they're built, very, very good product. I actually live in a post frame home myself, built 25 years ago, and they're very strong. They're a lot stronger than the conventional home, but they're not for everybody. But they've come a long ways.
Now, where is the territory of Borkholder Buildings?
We are based out of Napanee, Indiana. Family owned, still family owned, second generation now. We cover the biggest share of our business is from Interstate 70 to Interstate 80, from Peoria, Illinois to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It covers probably 90+% of our business. But we do some stuff. We've shipped hog houses to China. We've shipped churches to Russia. We've done a lot of different things. The hog houses just happened by, it was just a whim. I followed a lead that I didn't think would go anywhere, and we shipped for 5 or 6 years, 75, 80 containers to China. So, yeah, it's just very, very interesting, and it evidently must be. I have 48 years and I'm still here. So,
well, it sounds like if folks get a little bit of interest in a particular kind of building, be it a church or be it a net zero home or what have you, they seek you out and find out a little bit, well, enough to go to the banker and
sure.
make sure that they can get it built.
Yes. I guess one thing I should mention, being as we're standing in front of it, is some of the new things are just like the propelled door here, automatic openers on a slider door. I mean, this is something for some reason, nobody thought of till just recently. And the slider doors are just so much more better quality. We've got one of our guys is actually manufactures I-beam door, which is huge slider doors that'll roll just by pushing them with your finger. So come a long way. They're very good buildings, and like I say, very versatile.
And of course, those are with the AgriAbility program, and that goes a long way in keeping farmers that might have some physical liabilities, keep them in business and let them keep farming a lot of years longer than they normally could.
Very true, yes. Very. I've talked with Larry a little bit about that program, and it's very, very nice. I see them at the shows, and I'm glad they're doing that. So that's good. That's very good.
Well, let me ask you, Paul, since you've been in the business for those 48 years, do you look ahead? I'm sure you talk with folks about what might be coming down the road, some innovative ways to make some changes. What do you see, being in the business for all of these years, what do you see about the future for Borkholder Buildings?
The future is, I think, is mainly in the new homes. A lot of people are going to, my boss is very, very heavy into the net zero, but he's also into the tiny houses. We're doing some projects with that. Of course, as far as back to the ag industry, everything's getting bigger and better. They want bigger buildings, bigger doors, and we try to accommodate that.
Okay, well, Paul, we want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Enjoyed.
Did you know that corn and soybeans make up 97% of a pig's diet? Learn more about pigs at ohiopork.org.
It's a humble idea. Use a biological process to turn a plant into a power source. From that idea came the first Poet refinery. One biorefinery in one town turned into 27 facilities in 27 towns, creating new local jobs, producing hundreds of millions of gallons of ethanol, and providing renewable products around the world. Suddenly, that one little idea seems a whole lot bigger. See the world differently with Poet.
Welcome back, and with me today is Stephanie Sindel with the Ohio Cattlemen's Association. And Stephanie, we're here at the beautiful Molly Caron Ag Center at the Farm Science Review. You guys are here and talking about, beef and all the good that it brings. And, you want to tell us a little bit about the Ohio Cattlemen's Association and the value?
Absolutely. We are the grassroots membership organization for Ohio's beef producers, and we proudly represent over 2,300 families that are cattlemen here across the state of Ohio.
Well, as a beef producer myself, I see value in that membership. But maybe some of the folks that are viewers that are currently raising cattle and aren't members, what kind of value can you bring to them?
For sure. So our mission statement, the core of it, is that we're member-focused and issue-driven, and we are here to represent Ohio's cattlemen across all different levels of policy and regulatory. We want to be that unified voice and spokesperson. But in addition to that, the youth opportunities that we're able to provide, as well as resources for cattlemen across the state to better their herds, and in addition to that, the tangible benefits that we work with our allied industry council members that we're able to provide to those families. There's another part to being a cattle producer here in Ohio, and that's the beef checkoff. And you can really kind of talk to that also. For sure. We're a two-hat state, so we're actually employed by both entities, although they're very separate. The Ohio Cattlemen's Association is our membership organization, but it's each cattleman's responsibility at the point of sale here in Ohio that they remit that $2 per head checkoff. And the Ohio Beef Council, their mission is to reach out to those consumers and make sure that we're keeping beef in the grocery carts and on the center of those dinner plates for families here in Ohio.
As a beef producer myself, I think I'm a little prejudiced. I had a steak sandwich at the beef tent just a little while ago. Kind of prejudiced to that. The Ohio Cattlemen's Association really try to focus the nutritional value and things like that of beef as well.
Absolutely. That's the beef checkoff. The Ohio Beef Council really tries to promote the nutrition and the stewardship that these beef producers here across the state of Ohio. We're really about telling that beef story. We want people to understand and understand where their beef comes from and the nutritional content that comes along with it, as well as kind of those Ohio stories that Ohio's beef families are just like yours. They're doing the same things, and they're proud to put that beef on their family's dinner plates, just like the consumers are theirs.
I attended this spring. I attended the Ohio Cattlemen's annual banquet, and helped with the awards. I was very impressed with, the folks that were recognized in the industry as the beef producers, and, particularly the stewardship that those folks exhibited, on their own farms when they're producing beef.
Absolutely. There are 17,000 beef cattle operations across the state of Ohio, and we get the privilege to recognize 6 of those each year at our annual meeting and awards banquet that's hosted there in January. And it's just a tremendous opportunity. We rely on those county affiliates to submit those nominations, but we rely on those guys to tell us who's doing the best in their county and in their area so that we can give those guys recognition where they deserve it.
You know, is there anything else that the Ohio Cattlemen's has coming up here that we want to make our folks aware of?
We have a lot of events coming up. We're just wrapping up our Beef Industry Update series, but I would encourage everybody to check out our website. We have so many events that kick off here in the fall. If you go to ohiocattle.org, or we have all platforms of social media, Facebook, Instagram, even Snapchat. Both the Cattlemen's Association and the Beef Council have those. But our newest program that we're kicking off is we just started the Ohio Young Cattlemen's membership. So we're pleased to offer that to 17 to 22-year-olds, whether they are going back to the farm to be boots on the ground in production agriculture, or they're heading off to college. That membership is for anybody because we have such a network of Allied Industry Council members that can provide them with products and services if they're going back to raise cattle, or if they're in school and looking to further their education and career, some of those internship and career opportunities. So we're really excited to launch that Young Cattlemen's membership this fall.
Well, Stephanie, sounds like there's a lot going on at the Ohio Cattlemen's Association. We greatly appreciate you being with us. And give us that address again once more if somebody wants to find out more information.
Absolutely. It's www.ohiocattle.org.
Thanks for being with us.
You bet. Thank you.
Allen Davis Insurance Agency, with 30 years commitment to the community, providing quality insurance services. Allen is a business owner and an active farmer, and he knows firsthand the pressures of running your farming operation. Call Allen today and ask about coverage for your farm, your vehicles, your equipment, crops, and more. Call 1-800-686-2148. That's 1-800-686-2148.
A strong community contains a lot of moving parts. Good jobs, a healthy economy, and maybe most importantly, pride. At Poet, we are proud to be doing our part, creating new local jobs and spurring economic development while producing products that improve lives around the globe. Together, we're not just working to serve our community, but to change the world. And that's something we can all be proud of. See the world differently with Poet.
Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today, and we're out here at the beautiful Molly Caron Ag Center for the Farm Science Review. Beautiful day today. A lot of folks coming up and down the road here, and with me is Larry Boniface with Propel Sliding Door Automation. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Alan. Glad to be here.
You know, Larry, we really appreciate your sponsorship on the show and helping us get the word out about agriculture in Ohio and how important that is.
Yeah, Alan. Being a sponsor of the show really has helped out. Getting the product out there more. People are seeing it. I get people stop by here, at the show, and I had a guy come up and just say, he goes, "Hey, I like the show. I like your ad. Keep on doing it." And it's definitely bringing more of awareness, to the sliding door openers, and also too with the the little ad in there about agribility. It has brought customers to agribility. And we've done some doors for them, and then I'm excited about that Propel Tractor Pick of the Week thing. I really like telling the stories behind the tractor, why that tractor has meaning to them, and why they kept it around so long. It's fun. It's nice meeting those people.
I've done several stories with those tractors as well, and I've got some old tractors myself. No, I'm not attached to those like some of those folks are, but they are very interesting stories.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and so anymore when I get a chance, and it was just yesterday, a guy come in here with international hat on, international shirt and stuff. And so I just asked him, I go, you have any old tractors that you know, are you a collector or just kind of hang on to the old stuff? And he goes, oh, we just mostly hold on to everything we buy. He goes, we still got the tractors that Grandpa bought. And he goes, it just seems like we just don't know how to sell nothing. And so we got all these things around. And so we definitely got to go down there and do a story with him. It sounds like a fun guy.
Well, you know, Larry, really why we're here at the Farm Science Review and talking to you today is about Propel and the sliding door automation and all the features and benefits, as well as, you know, things have changed a little bit for you. When you first started with this venture, you were just selling them and installing them.
Correct. Yeah. I started out. Well, I first started out as a customer. And it was actually here at the show back in September of 2014, the very first time I seen it. And, you know, I seen those openers and I thought, you know, all the way home, I thought, it's like, man, I got to have them. And it wasn't much later, you know, October, I had them on my shop. And so, you know, when, you know, Mark from Propel out in Illinois came out and helped us install it, he asked, do you know of anybody that might be interested in being a dealer? And I, you know, kind of like, well, maybe I might. And, you know, I gave it some thought. And, you know, I love that opener so much. And it's like nobody knows about these things. And so it kind of went from there. And then I had an opportunity last year to buy part of the company of Propel. And so I'm part owner of Propel and stuff. And so it's been fun.
Well, you know, with ownership, there comes a lot of things and responsibilities. And one of the things, you're traveling all over. So it's, you know, you're doing a lot more than just selling doors, you know, around Ohio in your locale.
Right, correct. Yeah. You know, the shows that I've been to this summer for Propel, I was out in New York, did the show there. You know, then we did Farm Progress. Just last week, I was in Nebraska doing Harvest Huskers, and you know, then this is the last show for, you know, basically the summer fall show season, and then, you know, until December when we start indoor shows. So putting quite a few miles on that old motorhome, and you know, seen a lot of the country that I never thought I'd see before. So, but yeah, you know, doing a lot of traveling now.
Well, you know, so, you know, a lot of people, when they sit here and when they're looking at this, you farm, and so you bought this door for your machine shed in your shop. And, you know, that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I see this. But it really has a whole lot of, it's very diverse. The uses are very diverse. It's not only for agriculture.
No, it's not. Pretty much, you know, anything that slides, we can automate. And we've done, one of the unique projects that Propel has done was a set of accordion-style glass doors. And they were in a pharmacy. And the glass doors, you know, would go over across the top of the counter to separate the pharmacy from the rest of the store. And before, they would have to climb up on the counter and pull this accordion-style glass door shut. Well, Mark had went out there, I think it's probably about 2 months ago, and he put an opener up for it. And now the 60-year-old lady, all she's got to do is push a button, and her doors are opened or closed. And, you know, so she is really thankful for him. Yeah, we can do different styles of, you know, doors, barns. We've done bank barns. We've done, you know, real nice horse facilities. And, you know, also airplane hangars. Matter of fact, my guys are going down to Texas in October to install a set of openers on doors that are set in, it's an opening 72 feet wide. And that will be the biggest that Propel has done, is an opening 72 feet wide. And, you know, my guys are excited about traveling to Texas, so they want to get away from home for a little bit, and that's going to be an interesting project. Should be good.
Well, Larry, you know, we greatly appreciate your sponsorship here on the show. We'd like to thank you for being on today. And if somebody wanted a little more information, where can they go?
PropelOhio.com. You know, I got a bunch of videos on there. You know, explain how it works. Also, if a guy wanted to install it himself, video that explains how to install it, or they can give me a call, 419-236-2242. But a good source for a lot of information is just propelohio.com.
What do pigs eat? Pigs grow on clean water and a healthy, quality diet of corn, soybean meal, and essential vitamins and minerals.
Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com. Independent country music Hall of Fame artist Richard Lynch has toured the world, performing thousands of concert dates during his nearly 40 years in country music. If you're interested in bringing Richard Lynch and his award-winning band to your venue, fair, festival, or other special event, please contact us at richardlynchband.com. That's our website, richardlynchband.com.
Hello once again, everybody. We are on the grounds of Farm Science Review 2017, visiting with Doug Him of K Buildings. Doug, we've been here in years past and, in parts around the state talking with you about some of the many advantages of the buildings that K Buildings utilizes and presents to anyone that wants to have a solid structure. First of all, let's talk about the red iron.
Well, the red iron is the difference of the K building from any of the other competitors' buildings. We fabricate the steel mainframes, which is often referred to as the red iron, and then our end walls. And really, that's what's different about our building and the all-steel guys or even the wood fellas.
And I suppose in this day and age when we've come through the hurricanes in the south and people are thinking a little bit more about some of those high winds, a building like this can withstand a lot of wind, and where some of the other buildings are sort of twisted after it's all said and done.
Well, and that's very true, and I think a lot of that goes back to how the building itself is constructed. You know, the unique thing about a K building is every fastener is already determined, pre-engineered for location, for size, and number of fasteners, and whether it's the consumer that puts the K building together or it's one of our experienced crews, the K building is going to be put together in the exact same manner. And I think that adds to a lot of the strength, ultimately, for the K building to resist a lot of the high winds you're talking about.
Well, Doug, some of the things that you've been able to present to those folks that would purchase buildings in the past, if they ever in the future, after purchasing a building, want to maybe do some fine-tuning, add on, be a little more creative, you have ways that you can help that purchaser get that done.
Well, like so many things, you know, after the building is done and some years go by, you kind of forget some details as to, you know, what the different things were that went into your building. But with a K building, on our end walls, we actually rivet an ID tag to the end of the end wall, and on there is the birth date of the building, as well as a unique ID number, along with all the phone numbers for our manufacturing facility. So if at any point a customer would like to repurpose that building, put on a lean-to or whatever he may want to do, he can simply call that number, give us his ID number, and we'll have all the specifications of anything that we have supplied to his building, covering windows, walk doors, all of that would be included.
You know, Doug, I think some of the early days of buildings were used for maybe storage of equipment, different sizes of equipment, storage of on-farm products, and then came along an equestrian building that K Buildings presented to folks, helping to keep the birds out of the tops of the buildings. And now we've come to, I guess, the next generation of livestock buildings.
Well, it's our monoslope building, and we're very excited about that, as are a lot of the livestock producers excited about that. And to the novice, it's going to look like half a building. because you absolutely have a high side and a low side to that. And the concept between the monoslopes is that in livestock, it's not about keeping them warm, it's about keeping them cool. And so with our monoslopes, they'll be faced to the south. And in the winter, the sun will come back to the back of the building, keeping them somewhat warm. And then in the summer, it will remain shaded because of the solstice and the way the sun changes for us. And we're also putting that on a 10-foot basement, essentially, and a slat floor. So the manpower it takes to maintain that herd is a lot less because of that slatted floor and letting a lot of the manure go down to the basement and collect. And then once a year they address that and empty that. It's just a lot more efficient building. It's healthier for the animals. It creates a better environment because of the air exchange and the way that building can breathe. And it just works out better for everybody.
Now, how many locations does K Buildings have now?
Dealer locations. We are stretched now from Pennsylvania to Iowa and from Kentucky up through Michigan. And so our dealer network now, I think, is somewhere in the area of 20 or 25 dealers that we've got. There's 11 throughout PA itself. And so that is an area that we've been working on, as you know, for many years of just expanding that footprint. And it's working out pretty well.
If folks would like to get a little bit more information, what's the best way for them to do that?
I think the best way is to go online at www.kbuildings.com. We also have a YouTube channel. We also have Facebook and Twitter, which are other great resources to go to. And whether you want to go online and request a quote or simply take our 800 number and call us directly, we're there to answer whatever questions you have.
Doug Him has been our guest. Doug, always a pleasure. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
And stay with us, back with more right after this.
Hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of In Ohio Country Today. For more information, check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. That's inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.